Well, I haven't done this in a while. Let's predict tonight's action, shall we? I was so bad at this. And some people have asked about it, so I figured, what the heck? You guys can come back and laugh at me. But there's some important games on tonight, so I figured, what the heck? Columbus is in Washington. This is, of course, the game where Columbus, with shootout wins, can equal the 17 wins in a row Pittsburgh got. Now, of course, there's an asterisk in my eyes because of the shootouts, which did not exist when Pittsburgh set the record. Do they get the record tonight? I don't think they do. I think Washington beats them. So that's my prediction there. Edmonton's in Boston. Boston's my boys. And they looked terrible in their last game out. Now they've had a few days off to think about it. They're against Edmonton. I'll take Boston. I'll take Boston to win the game. I'm not predicting scores. I'm just going to predict winners just straight out. Tampa and Nashville. It's a tough one. They're two underachieving teams. Tampa's at home, so I'll take Tampa. St. Louis is at home to Carolina. Carolina's road record has not been great. St. Louis is sort of this, but I think they'll do this tonight. I think they'll beat Carolina. Buffalo's in Chicago. Buffalo is one of those teams that sneaks up on you. Chicago's lost their last two. I'll take Buffalo. I may be completely wrong, but I'll take Buffalo. Now, I'm all decked out in Detroit gear. So, for the first time in a video I've ever done, I've got a Detroit Red Wings practice jersey and a Detroit Red Wings hat on because it's different. Detroit's in LA. Now, Detroit is in serious trouble right now. Their hopes of maintaining that playoff record are basically dead, but I say they keep them on life support tonight with a win over LA in LA. Now, Minnesota, who haven't played since their loss against Columbus, is in San Jose. And they're going to be mad, and San Jose's lost their last two. Yeah, I'll take Minnesota. I think Minnesota's going to win that game. It's a relatively busy night tonight in the NHL, and I'm always enthused when I see marquee matchups. And the game I'm definitely going to be watching tonight will be Columbus and Washington, of course. Edmonton, Boston will have my interest as well. And since we're almost to the midway mark. I'm not going to get into the gradings yet, but I'm waiting for this all to load. Just in terms of trends, Montreal has stayed pretty steady. Ottawa and Boston have stayed steady and where they are in a division that really isn't that great. Toronto has trended up. Tampa has stayed roughly the same. Florida's still kind of in the muck. Detroit has dropped, actually. And Buffalo has stayed relatively the same, if not improved, over the last 20 games. Columbus, well, of course, Columbus has played fantastic hockey. Pittsburgh's played fantastic hockey. The Rangers have been fantastic. Washington's been fantastic. Philly has been excellent. They've lost their last 5 in a row, which doesn't help and doesn't bode well for them. But those 10 wins in a row count for something, right? So, in terms of grading them, we'll be, doing the quarterly grades soon. Carolina's trended up. I know the record doesn't really show it, but they've played much better. Jersey is showing signs that they're getting better, and so are the Islanders. That division just scares me from top to bottom. Chicago has stayed steady. Minnesota's been fantastic. St. Louis has been iffy. Winnipeg looks like they're finally turning it around. They're not out of the playoffs by any stretch. Dallas, the loss last night against Montreal was humiliating. I was pretty pissed off about it, actually. I'll be honest. It was one of the few nights that, as a Dallas fan, I was angry. I was very angry at Dallas last night. And there's plenty of blame to go around, and I could point my finger at Leighton, but there's a lot of blame to go around right now in Dallas. Nashville stayed about the same. Colorado has actually got worse over the last 20 games. San Jose has been the class of the division. Anaheim isn't that far behind them. They're tied in points, but I mean, San Jose's got 3 more wins and 6 less overtime losses. So their record's actually much better than Anaheim's. Edmonton's been good. They haven't been as good as they were the first quarter. Calgary's been really good. Calgary has turned things around really well. LA has done their best to keep their heads up with the Budai situation. In Vancouver, I know, I know. I can hear the Canuck fans now. What do you think of Vancouver's winning streak? I think it's good they've got a winning streak. They've been beating teams they should beat. Okay, Arizona and Colorado are miserable, and Arizona's the only team I haven't discussed. They've lost 8 in a row, and they haven't been close. This isn't a matter of Phoenix slash Arizona slash Scottsdale slash wherever they want to play right now. It doesn't matter. The team is so bad that you watch any given Arizona game, and I guarantee you're going to think 2 things. 1, wow, Radim Verbata's their best forward. And 2, oh my God, Radim Verbata's their best forward. So I'm happy with the Canucks winning streak, and I am. I was never in favor of the tanking. I still don't see them making the playoffs. I know how close they are. I don't need anybody to tell me. I can do math. I can read numbers and figure it out. But I still don't see them getting past the teams they need to in order to make the playoffs. It's a lot easier in the West than in the East. If they were in the East, they'd already be looking at selling. But the problem is, so let's say Vancouver gets in, then they get to play Chicago in the first round. I'd really rather not see Chicago play Vancouver in the first round. It would serve me right for the fact that, a couple of years ago I said I'm done hating Chicago and I cheer for, mildly cheer for them now. It would serve me right to have them play Vancouver again in the playoffs. So, but I'm, the letter grades thing I'll do once everybody's at that 41 game mark, then I can do letter grades, but we're close. And there's definitely a separation between the good teams and Colorado and Arizona. They just really stand out. And somebody asked too in a video yesterday, who do you think needs Nolan Patrick the worst? Who should get that number 1 draft pick? Arizona. The Coyotes right now are every bit as miserable as the Leafs were last year. It is misery watching a Coyotes game. Misery. And their announcers want them to win so badly. And every game it just seems to get worse. And it is to the point where I feel bad for Arizona. Even watching that Canucks game last night, I had no doubt Ryan Miller was going to get the shutout. I stayed up till it happened because I like seeing Ryan Miller get a shutout. But that's just, Arizona's just brutal. And Colorado's not much better. And I don't know. The only reason I say I would like to see Arizona get the number 1 draft pick more than Colorado is because I think Arizona takes a forward and Nolan Patrick seems to be consensus number 1. And Colorado needs another blue liner or, I don't know, a complete makeover. I think Colorado needs a complete makeover. Let me know in the comments what you think, who your picks are for tonight. I'll upload this. Hopefully this gets finishes uploading before 4 o'clock rolls around and all these games get started. But best of luck to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Whether I'm going to put an asterisk next to the winning streak or not, it's been a fun streak. And I'd actually kind of like to see it go to 20, just so I can do the Oakland A's thing. We're going to 20. We're going to 20. That you always think about if you watch Moneyball. And if you haven't watched Moneyball, go watch Moneyball. It's a fantastic movie. Anyways, that's it for me for now. I will talk to y'all again soon. And thanks for watching. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're just browsing through.